Glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash, double honor to the apostles, great millstone, the do well. Peace, love, and blessings also to you, brothers on the highways and byways, giving all diligence, making call and election sure. And also blessings to the very few sisters out there listening, learning, and believing. I'm thy fellow laborer, Kanakal. I come to you once again with another lesson, Lord's will, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Shai. This lesson is edifying and exhorting. And if I didn't say it, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. So this would be a World War III update, the end of the world, because we're living in the last days, the last moments of this current age. And this was posted by the elder brothers of the camp, Ashemayim, from two different sources, but I'm going to take here the one from Fox News. You can see breaking U.S.-UK launch airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. And what's being stated is that Houthi is backed by Iran. So what this is a proxy war between America and Iran. Okay, which is beautiful, because I'm just going to simply get this definition here of proxy war. And it says a war fought between two groups or smaller countries that each represent the interests of other larger powers. So, the interests of other larger powers. So, the smaller groups, the small groups would be the so-called Houthis, which are backed by apparently the Iranians. So, this is a complex proxy war, because the Houthis being backed by Iranians, the Iranians being backed by the Russians ultimately. So what you have on the opposing side, you have Israel being a smaller country being backed by the larger power, which would be America. Okay, so Israel and Iran are going at it. All right. And it's basically a proxy. America's at war with Iran through Israel. Okay. Israel will be that proxy. And ultimately, this is going to lead to the world's war. Because once the larger powers have to support their smaller powers directly, okay, the World War III has already started, but that's really what's going to get it hot, okay? So it says a war fought between groups or smaller countries that each represent the interests of other larger powers. And those larger powers would be America and Russia, with Israel and Iran being in the midst. So let's play this clip here.
Just getting in some breaking news right now, and I want to head right to the Pentagon. Rich Edson is standing by. It seems that in a strike that had been talked about may be materializing now in the Middle East to go back at the Houthi rebels for some of those attacks. Is that right, Rich?
No, that's right, Brett. We're just getting early details of this right now. According to two U.S. officials, they're saying that there have been joint U.S.-UK airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. Remember, we talked about this just about 50 minutes ago on the show. There have been multiple attacks, 28-some attacks on shipping lanes from Houthi rebels, a massive attack on Tuesday that the U.S. and U.K. had to repel. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff talked to his British counterpart yesterday, and now some 24 hours later, we've got news of these attacks. We're still trying to figure out how many targets, what kind of targets, but we do know joint U.S.-UK attacks on Houthi targets in Yemen, either ongoing right now or just finishing up. Brett?
Yeah, both U.S. military and British military beginning these bombing sites inside Yemen. Massive retaliatory strikes is how it's being described by both nations. Now, this is after these Red Sea strikes, as also more than 130 strikes on U.S. troops throughout the region, not only from the Houthis, but other Iranian-backed proxies.
That's right, Brett. This is all Iran behind things here. You've got the Iranians backing the Houthis. You've got the Iranians backing proxy groups in Iraq and Syria. Some 130 strikes against U.S. positions in those countries just since the middle of October. And then on top of all that, earlier today, you had Iran directly, the Iranian Navy directly seizing an oil tanker in the Middle East. So Iran behind all of these different groups here, and now the U.S. retaliating specifically this evening against the Houthis in Yemen.
Okay, we expect more updates from U.S. officials as we get them. We'll bring them here on Fox. Rich Edson.
Back behind all of these small groups that's basically attacking U.S. positions in the Middle East. All right. So here it is, the war with Iran is being declared. They're making Iran the bad guy, so let's get Joel 3. It says, "For behold, in those days," and we're in those days right now, and in that time, and we're in that time, "when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. So let's read that in NLT. It says, "At the time of those events, said the Lord, when I restore the prosperity of Judah and Jerusalem." So our prosperity, the Lord has restored it because he has given us his name. He has woken us up to who we are. So in the time of us being restored, in the time of us awakening, okay, verse 2 says, "I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat." So we're in that time. We're waking up all over the world, okay? So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Definitely here, specifically Babylon the Great, aka America, are finding out who they are, okay? The word has reached the four corners of the earth. And what? At the same time, the Lord is gathering the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. So this Third World War, okay, you have these major superpowers, starting with America and Russia. Okay, America and its allies, and Russia and its allies. Once, U.S. troops are on the ground, indirectly, basically, going at Iran, Russia's going to have to step in. They were even considering sending American troops into Ukraine to directly engage in Russian soldiers. Okay, because Iran, it's like Ukraine is another proxy war. So all these proxies is gonna come to a point where, America, the funding that America is doing for these smaller groups or smaller countries is not going to be enough. As you can see in Ukraine, Ukraine is basically done. All the funding and everything was just a waste of money because the Russians have defeated them. So they're just gonna have to step in. But it says, "I will gather armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat." Yehoshaphat that's the Middle East. It says, "There will I judge them for harming my people, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nations, and for dividing up my land." So they harmed us, so-called Negroes, Latinos, the Americans. We went into captivity under all these nations, and we were scattered. Look at the transatlantic slave trade. And for dividing my land, because the heathens have divided the land of the Lord. That's why you have the Palestinians and the Israelis fighting over that land. Okay, so that's it. The Lord is gathering them for the harming of His people. So the Lord is judging these nations for what they've done to us. You know, so we have somebody fighting for us. Okay. A lot of these nations, you know, they got a seat in the UN to represent the nation, but who's representing the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans in those meetings? No one. But here it is. We have a governor, Yahweh Shai. He's pleading our cause. He's going to war with these nations for the wrong they have done to us. Okay? So call law Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord has heard our affliction, and for our sakes, okay, He's judging these nations, man. He's redeemed. That's why I say vengeance is of the Lord. Okay. But let me get more to this topic here. Revelation 9:12, it says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. And a woe is a representation of a world war. All right, of a war. So two woes, 1 + 2 is a total of 3. Okay, so the Second World War is past, and here it is, the Third War is at the door. So from there, I'm going to go to Matthew's, the 24th chapter. Because, you know, what the Most High is doing is beautiful. Let's see. Matthew's 24, and I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to read through it kind of fast because the point is at 6. It says, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. All right, and this was specifically talking about the temple, okay, in Jerusalem that was going to be thrown down. So, but this passage is twofold, because not only does it speaks about around the time of 70 A.D., but it goes in, into the end as well. It speaks about the end. The end of the world didn't happen in 70 A.D., which goes to show you that this passage is twofold. It's prophetic. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, saying they are anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So we're hearing about wars and rumors. A current rumor right now I can think of, a rumor of war is China to invade Taiwan. Okay? It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And why isn't the end yet? Because before that war kicks off, this prophecy has to take place.
Today using these needles. Now let me show you first what this microchip looks like. It is about the size of a grain of basmati rice. So Patrick here is the CIO. Andy is a licensed body piercer. So let it rip. We're going to see this now.
I got it.
I can't look. I can't look. Needle is in. Chip is in.
Bingo.
Not very much blood at all. Patrick, how'd that feel?
Better than get my wisdom teeth out.
Okay, and you're still conscious.
Yeah, I'm great.
Melissa got chipped yesterday. But you had to be talked into doing this. How long did it take you to say yes to this?
I was a little hesitant at first, but I had 7 days to think about it, and once I learned the facts, there was no question in my mind.
Okay, one last thing we want to show you over here. Hold on, Matt. Go ahead, Steve. They can buy their goodies here in the break room by just using their hand. Real quickly, he's going to get a Kit Kat bar. And it's paid for $1.06, guys. So the question again, as we asked you last week, today, using these needles.
So they can.
Steve, they can buy their goodies here in the break room.
So the end is not yet. Why is the end is not yet? Because all things must be fulfilled before that war kicks off. Because it's going to be fought. It's going to, the Third World War is going to be nuclear. It's just, it's going to start with boots on the ground. Definitely. But the Third World War is the nuclear missiles. Revelation 13 and 16, and he called it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, say that he have the mark of the name of the beast or the name of his name. And that word mark in the Greek is charagma or karax. All right, the root word in karax, it's like the root word of charagma is karax, and it means to cut the flesh or to make a scratch. So, as you can see there, that needle is going to cut or scratch his skin, okay? And it's going to insert that technology underneath his skin. That's why you got to go into the Greek words, okay? And we've broken this down many, 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 many times. I'll do it again. It's no problem. We love this stuff, man. It's just to show you how true and holy these scriptures are. So this the word M-A-R-K. All right. To receive. Okay. And what's gonna get this going is the CBDC, the digital currency, the deletion of the dollar, of the paper dollar. So let's go into the root word of charagma. It's karax. A pal or palisade. That's what that is. A pale or palisade. It's a sharpened point, a sharpened instrument. Let's go down. Sharpened to a point. All right, and needles are sharpened to a point through the idea of scratching. Okay, scratching. When you scratch something, you got to scratch the top layer of your skin is missing. Okay, and that's what that needle does. It penetrates the top layer of your skin. It scratches it. A sharp instrument that scratches your skin, right? So this is so simple. That's why we like, how can you say the MOTB is something other than a C-hip? And once his skin was scratched, right? As you can see, his skin is being scratched. I know I'm preaching to the choir for most people, but some people refuse to teach this prophecy. After his skin is scratched by a pale or palisade or sharpened instrument, right? This is what happens. He's now able to buy.
Matt, go ahead, Steve. They can buy their goodies here in the break room by just using
This is what John saw. And he called it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. That's the key word right there. You go into the Greek, it's charagma. You go into the root word, is karax. In their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. And it's like, man, you can't see this. And no man can buy or sell, say that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the name of his name. So you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you receive that technology. This is what they call a chipping party. So that's why the end is not yet. because before the end comes, that prophecy has to take place, because all those that take that will be destroyed. Let's get that in Revelation 14 and 9. We will close out. Because simultaneously, the war is starting, and in judgment is going to be that fire, man. For you that takes that. When those missiles are shot, you're going to receive that, man. The Lord has equipped us with these prophecies, man. Come on, you can't say the Bible isn't true. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast is the system, okay, and his image, and receive his mark, his C-hip, his forehead and his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which is parabolic talk. Drinking of that cup, meaning drinking of that judgment. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. Once again, this is ancient world terminology. Fire and brimstone is talking about the missiles in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. So you're going to receive the judgment. You're going to die the death when those missiles are shot. Okay? So Lord's willing, that was edifying. Till next time, giving all praise to thee. How about Shemi Shai?